Today I'm putting the Sony 24-70 F2.8 G Master Mark II up against the Sigma 24-70 F2.8 DG DN Mark II. I wanted to see if it's worth investing in the more expensive G Master lens, or is the Sigma Mark II better value? You might have seen a video a while ago where I tested the old Sigma 24-70 versus the new Mark II variant to see if it was worth upgrading. And the short answer is yes, it was a catastrophic difference. And we also wanted to test a Tamron 24-70 in this video, but even after 2 years, they still haven't made a 24-70 for Sony. Personally, I've been using the Sigma Mark II lens for about 2 years now, and the sharpness and autofocus of this lens has never let me down. But personally, I've never used the G Master Sony lens, so I can't really imagine how much better the G Master is going to be over the Sigma, considering when they were both new, this lens is only $400 more than this lens. Anyway, let's start off with the build quality. The Sony lens is only 40 grams lighter than the Sigma lens, so there's not really much of a difference there. Although when you hold both of these lenses in your hands, the Sigma lens feels quite top heavy, whereas the G Master actually feels really balanced in your hand. So in terms of usability when you're out shooting, the camera probably feels a little bit more balanced using the G Master. There's virtually no difference in height. Maybe the Sigma lens is like 1 millimeter taller than the G Master, and they're both the same 82 millimeter thread size. Both have aperture rings on the outside of the lenses. Both of them can be de-clicked or locked for adjusting in camera. The G Master does have this extra feature over the Sigma lens, which is this smooth or tight function. And that basically changes how the lens feels in your hand when you zoom in and out. So if I put it to tight, it's actually a lot of resistance there to zoom in and out. Almost like the lens has got a resistance band on it. As soon as you flick it over to smooth, which is even hard to do, it becomes really easy, which is really good if you're shooting something action-based where you need to be able to throw it back and forth. Both of these lenses are weather sealed. The G Master feels maybe a tiny little bit more refined, but in terms of design, they both look and feel amazing. To test these two lenses tonight, we've organized a black Novitec F430 thanks to YTG, and I've chosen a black car with black wheels for our photo shoot tonight, so we can test how accurate the autofocus is on a subject that is going to be harder and harder to shoot as we lose light.
That actually wasn't too bad. I thought that was going to be a lot worse. I think we've just experienced a lot of trauma over the years. That's actually pretty tame compared to some other stuff as well, but I wasn't smiling before, but now I'm smiling. So here we are, this is shot one. We're gonna take our wide shot first. I figured I could change the lens and just put on the Sigma lens after, but we've just also attached it to the exact same camera as well. So we've just got an A1 Mark II that we're gonna take all our photos on tonight. So once I'm done taking this photo, I will just mount the other camera straight on, exact same settings, and we'll take our photos. 1/100th of a second, f2.8 ISO 400. Get that shot there. And that looks incredibly sharp. I'll also get one at f4, which I'll have to change my settings. Get one at f8, and then all the way f22. Beautiful. So I've got a whole bunch of different photos at 24 mil. So I'm done with this camera now. I'm gonna take it off, reload, put the exact same camera on, but this is with the Sigma 24-70 now. We'll go the exact same settings. Go down to 1/50th of a second. Why is this brighter? Same polarizer. The light hasn't changed. It's strange. Anyway, doesn't matter.
And straight away, you'll actually notice a difference in brightness between both of these images. We've got the G Master on this side and the Sigma lens on this side. Even though both lenses are at the same f-stop, they don't transmit light exactly the same way. And each lens will have slightly different coatings and color characteristics. So before judging anything, I'll try my best to expose both photos correctly before we zoom in. I've chosen the f8 test that we did. It is pretty much the same at all apertures, but the f8 probably has the best focus over the car. And you tell me, I personally cannot really see a difference. This is probably gonna be the sharpest part of the lens as well when it's completely wide open. Maybe the G Master is slightly sharper here. As you can see on the Sigma one, it's just a little bit soft here over the tire riding, but that is such a minute detail. We've zoomed in almost 450%. By the time you import your photos, export them, send them to your clients, upload them to socials, put them on your website or whatever you want to do with your photos, this is not really going to make a difference in the real world. What I also see is maybe in the micro contrasting as well, which is now we're getting really nerdy here as well. The G Master also has a slight edge to it, but it's not a night or day difference. And in terms of color differences, there's only slight color differences like I mentioned before. So this is the full wide test at 24mm, but before we go to the mid-range test, we ran into some issues. Wait! Just wanted to remind you quickly that we are giving away not one, but two Sony 24-70 f2.8 Mark II G Master lenses. Both of the lenses will come attached to Sony A1 Mark IIs, and both will also come with MacBook Pros. Plus, we also have a Sony A7 IV to give away, which will come attached to a 35mm f1.4 G Master, and it will also come with a MacBook Air. And on top of that, the best photo this month inside of our Discord, we have a 50mm f1.2 G Master, plus we have more prizes for second and third place. Winners will be announced in a few days, live over on my Instagram at North Borders on the 1st of Feb, so there's only a few days left to enter. If you're thinking about entering, you can sign up as a member, or if you want to know more details, it is all linked in my description. Thanks for supporting the channel, and back to the video.
How's it going? How are we? Oh, do you mind if we just take one shot? Just this one shot and then we'll leave. That's okay. Far out, man. We can't get out. Okay, so security's now blocked us in. We can't go out that exit because the car's too low, and this guy's too proud to let us out because he thinks that we're gonna go back in, start taking photos. So he's just sitting there wasting our time. I'm gonna go have a chat with him. We can't get out because the car's too low.
You can get out if you want to. Just drive around me.
I don't think you understand that this car is very low and he can't actually get out of here if you don't move. So now you're actually blocking us in.
Is that a problem for you? Or?
Well, yeah, it is a problem because we can't actually get the car out of here. All right. But we can't. We can't get that car out. We have to go on an angle. We can't go on the side.
Do you want me to get out of the car?
You want to hit me? Go on, hit me.
Did you just have a go at him? He's fucking had a full go at him.
You just tried to hit me. You just tried to grab me. Maybe I'll speak to you. I'm not sure you saw what just happened there.
You videoing?
I am.
So am I.
You can't just go and assault someone when we're trying to leave. That's not on, mate.
All right. Are you gonna be bailing out now?
Well, it depends.
Well, it depends. We might have to cut a deal here.
Yeah, because he's going to come after us. So.
The police are coming here and I'm going to show them video of assault happening. Look at this, fast and furious. Who would have thought that the first shoot of 2026 ends up with me getting assaulted? I think he was trying to grab my hoodie or my POV setup, and unfortunately when he did that, it stopped recording, and I don't know, that caught me really off guard. I was a little bit shocked after that. And I get the fact that you're not meant to be taking photos in that driveway, even though there was no one around, but I get it. You want us to leave, that's fine, but it's never an excuse to lay hands on someone. Especially when we tried to get out and then he blocks us in. Like, I don't even know what kind of childish behavior that was. It's just absolutely not on. I mean, that was just a total power trip from his end. So I guess next time you're out on a shoot and you encounter security, just be careful because they might want to start a fight with you. And unfortunately this time there was absolutely no sight of Jono from head office, and he did not back me up this time. I think he's still a little bit upset from last time. Rightio, so this is location 2. I think we're safe here. Shouldn't be any security guards. I'm a bit on edge now. But we've had to move to a new location because, well, yeah, we just got asked to leave. But here we are at a second location. We're gonna try 50mm now. Or like not 50mm, but sort of in between, just a mid-range shot right now. 1/15 of a second's good here, 2.8. Get that, very nice. Sweet, swap lenses, cameras and lenses. This is the SONY 24-70, 2.8. We had a 500 ISO, 1/15 of a second. Get that. To be honest, this is actually a pretty ugly photo. The lighting is really weird as well because the background's still kind of bright because we're in sort of like a dark underground car park. But at the same time, it kind of works really well for a lens comparison because we've got a black car and then we've got all this different contrast happening. But I think this is a really good test because later when we jump into the computer, we'll be able to see the difference between all the highlights and the shadows from both lenses.
Okay, so here we have our mid-range photo, both shot at almost 40mm. I tried to get them almost exactly the same. Same settings again, off just a regular zoom at about 100%. You're not really going to notice much of a difference. We've got the Sigma over here and the G Master over here. They look pretty much the same. Maybe slightly color differences and exposure differences, just slightly, like this one's a little bit brighter in the highlights. Again, you'd probably have to zoom in to about 400% again. We're almost at 450% to notice that the G Master is maybe slightly sharper in the darker parts and shadows here. The Sigma lens is just a little bit soft, also a little bit softer in the bokeh. It's also a good point to note that we use two separate cameras for this, even though both cameras are identical. The sensor on each camera could have varied just slightly as well. So again, not really a night and day difference here at the mid-range test as well. Maybe if you squint your eyes again, you might see the G Master is just slightly sharper, but only just. And that's at 420% zoomed in.
Okay, here we are. We're at full range now. We're using 70mm. This is the final static test before we go take some panning shots and some rolling shots a bit later. It is getting a little bit dark now, so I'm gonna shoot at 800 ISO because I'd like to start with a slightly higher shutter speed. I'm gonna focus on the rear number plate where the most detail is on the car. This is the Sigma lens now, all the way at 70mm, starting at 1/100th of a second, F2.8, ISO 800. Get that. I feel like this is where we're gonna see the biggest difference. Might use the F8 example. This feels so wrong. Using an A1 Mark II for this, it's just such overkill. Oh, Sigma, I'm sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, wow, that's a big difference.
Holy.
Oh, come on, don't say it like that. We're sorry, Sigma, we're sorry. But the G Master definitely wins. Only at 70mm. Bro, buy the 24-70 Sigma, bro. It's good from 24 to 60. It's 24 to 60. Fuck! Why did I make this video? Just outed myself. Let me take it again. No, I think something fucked up. Something fucked up. I just took it again, but I had to change my settings slightly because we lost a bit of light, and it actually doesn't look as bad. Do you want to see?
It's still way
That's
softer.
much better.
It's still way softer.
No, the last shot, there's something wrong with that last
Yeah.
Sony
Okay.
is safe.
Disregard what we just said. It was a human error, not my error, obviously. I've heard of these errors. I've personally never made one, but I have heard of it.
So after I shot the Sigma photo again and I zoomed in, if we look on the number plate here, we can still read what YTG stands for, Young Timers Garage. Looking at the details, looking around the exhaust here in the darkest parts, the Sigma lens is maybe slightly softer. The G Master has a slightly deeper red over the Sigma lens. I mean, again, we are incredibly zoomed in here, and in terms of sharpness, there's not really much of a difference. Now, so far the Underdog Sigma lens has done really well here, especially in terms of sharpness, micro contrasting and detail. From 24 to the mid-range to 70mm all the way towards the end, there's virtually no difference in terms of sharpness unless you were zooming in and counting pixels like what we've done.
This isn't the most Melbourne thing ever. It started pouring out of nowhere. Checked the forecast before we left. No chance of rain. Started bucketing down rain, but how sick does that look? It's just rocked up too as well. Both cars are ceramic coated. Oh, this looks so sick. Anyway, we're just gonna get some dinner quickly. We're gonna do some panning shots. Go take some rolling shots as well, which I hope it's not still raining, otherwise I'm gonna get soaked. And this is not a raincoat, so that'll be interesting. All right, time to do some panning shots. I'll change this to tracking spot. Go for a large tracking spot. Let's put the recognition target onto car. Change the camera into high plus. Autofocus on. We'll do the same for this camera. Why is this camera louder? You hear that? This one? Maybe I've got the mechanical on, or did I turn up the volume on the shutter? Panning shots, I'll just leave that one there and try not to kick it over. All right, here we go. Sigma, panning shots, locks on straight away. Great, and then with the blue car, let me swap to the Sony 24-70. I'm actually having a lot of fun. This is the most fun I've ever had reviewing a lens, actually. Straight on. Ooh, it's got a very different, that's interesting actually. The focus picks up a lot faster. Gets the whole car in. Got them both on car and train. Obviously this is a little bit of camera as well. So the A1 has the AI chip in these new Sony cameras, which is really awesome. But the whole screen just lit up then on the Sony lens. It did not do that with the Sigma lens. I'm gonna try the Sigma lens again. Sigma 1, it does not pick up the car, but it still focuses and it tracks. Again here, zoom in a bit. What I will say is both lenses have been locking on, but in terms of the AI chip, the Sony lens seems to be using the AI chip better. So right here, it locks on. It actually, see that massive green rectangle? It knows it's a car straight away. And no issues at all with the black paint. Right there, blue car as well. Way more light on it. Easily gets it.
Maybe some of you knew this, but when I was taking the panning shots on the Sigma lens, the lens clearly understood what I was trying to shoot. Because we were shooting a satin black car at night, you'd expect to have more problems with both lenses, but we did heaps and heaps of laps after round, and neither lens gave out. Both of them locked on focus, high hit rate. But what the Sigma lens didn't do was the subject recognition with the AI chip on the Sony bodies. And now that I'm saying it out loud, it seems like the most obvious thing, but it was just kind of incredible to see in real time watching the Sigma lens just get nerfed by the Sony camera for no reason. And this doesn't affect me shooting a car here. This affects all types of photography. Humans, birds, animals, insects, cars, trains, planes, all of the AI subject recognition that the Sony cameras can do will not work with any third-party lens. Even when we go to the rolling shots, I didn't notice any difference over both lenses. Obviously, another thing to mention is we're not going to unlock the full 30 photos a second. I know the A9 Mark III can go up to 120 photos a second with a boost. The A1 Mark II can do 30 photos a second, and so can the A7 IV now, and you're not going to unlock that for the third-party lens. But honestly, 10 photos a second for me has been great for the past however many years I've been taking photos. And I didn't really notice much of a difference when taking rolling shots between both lenses. I got 2 photos here that I'm super happy with and I would have been happy with on a regular shoot. And I didn't really notice much of a real world difference with both lenses shooting rolling shots. It seems like you can't really go wrong with either lens. This is quite different to last time where I compared the old Sigma lens to this new Sigma lens. There was a pretty drastic difference there, especially in sharpness. But in this test today, there's not really a huge difference in sharpness. Pricing wise, the G Master is a little bit more expensive, but I managed to find it for just under 2,500 Australian dollars, which is actually less than the retail price of the Sigma Mark II. But then I looked on the same website and found the Sigma Mark II lens for just under 2,000 Australian dollars. So because both lenses have been out now for a little while, I wouldn't be surprised if you could find them for a little bit cheaper secondhand. So, which one should you get? Well, I think if you can find the Sigma Mark II lens for under 2,000 Australian dollars, you're definitely winning. I've found the Sigma lens always provides good value, good build quality, good sharpness. The autofocus has always worked really well for me. So if you do end up getting one, you won't have to worry about upgrading for a long time. But if you do have the money, and especially if you have a newer Sony camera with the AI chip, it's probably worth getting the G Master to make the most out of the subject recognition on that camera.